So Margaret, thank you so much for joining me today. We've had a few conversations now around strengths. We've talked about individual strengths, we've talked about team strengths, and the top of mind for everybody right now is hybrid working and remote working, because the workplace has changed and it is not going back. Very, very few companies are going back to full-time in the office. And actually, what we're seeing is certainly those who are and are insisting on that are becoming less competitive in the workplace or in the talent pool. So, they're going to be catching on soon enough. It's just, they're going to be struggling to keep up. But what is really difficult in this hybrid environment and this remote working environment is we are absolutely seeing this across multiple data points, both with our own kind of engagement surveys across our clients, and we're seeing it in other research across the market, is that the kind of social bonds are breaking down within teams and within companies. That water cooler moment, or going to make a cup of tea or have a cup of coffee, that's going. And a lot of people are finding that difficult, both with their own kind of, confidence, performance within their team and within the organization as a whole, and with networking and meeting new people. Any advice? Anything we can do about it?
Firstly, I don't think it's inevitable that social bonds necessarily will break down. I think what we're going through, it is an absolute radical transformation, but it's something we're learning. We're just learning this, that there's no set of guidelines for us. This is a huge global experiment in working in a very different way. So it's about finding this rhythm, what's going to work for people. So I don't feel that deep sense of panic about those breakdown of those social bonds. I think it's about recreating
absolutely
the conditions for those social bonds. And I think that when you have clarity, again, back to this strengths on teams, that when you have taken the time and you're intentional about getting this deep understanding of who are these people around me, what is this pool of talent, of strengths that I have on this team, when you have invested in acquiring this knowledge, it moves the team from being a team of people, siloed, separate groups of people, to a group of people that are operating on a potentially high performance team. They understanding each other's strengths also gives us an opportunity to get a deeper understanding of who are the people. And as we spoke about previously, exercises, that taking the time to do exercises to understand, well, what are my needs? What do I need to excel? That when we have those, it moves us past many of the difficulties so many teams and companies are experiencing.
Absolutely. And the other thing with that, and that I like with strengths, is when you start to get into that strengths conversation, let's say you've got a particular strength, you're very analytical, and you start to look a little bit deeper. Strengths actually gives you that tool to let people know about yourself on a more personal basis, because when you get deep into the strengths journey, you're looking at what are the indicators, like throughout my life, what are the experiences where that strength came true, where, what was the learning that came really naturally to me, or whatever it is. And by sharing that with the team, you're actually recreating those kind of more personal, more vulnerable moments between the team, the ones that would be at the coffee machine where you talk more about your personal life. But what this does is, at least, we're all done with the whole get on a Zoom call and try and have a beer or a pizza or something. It's difficult to do. And what strengths kind of gives is that little bit of structure to get deeper into conversation, to get more personal in conversation, to create a little bit of that psychological safety where everyone's kind of getting to know each other a little bit more beyond just this project or that project or the 9 to 5. And that's, you know, something that is very, very powerful for a team as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks so much for that, Margaret. Really appreciate you coming on to talk about hybrid strengths and teams, and hope to see you again soon.
Thanks, Michelle.